Which gets me to the second part of this story, and I'm thinking of Robert Higgs and Crisis and Leviathan, and how the government grows every time there's a real or imagined crisis. It happened after 9/11. It happened after the Wall Street bailout, and it really seems to be transforming society in a way that is incredibly dangerous right now.
I don't think there's been any event in our lifetime. I'm just a few years older than you. No event in our lifetime that has been as negatively transforming as this one. And you're right to bring up Bob Higgs's Crisis and Leviathan. One of the few silver linings around this crisis is that it enabled Bob and I for the first time to co-author something together. So we had a piece, I can't remember what it was, National Review, I think, on Crisis and Leviathan and the impact. And getting back to a point we made earlier, you and I made earlier, I'm shocked that there are so many classical liberals, libertarians, constitutional conservatives who were aware of and would talk about the ratchet effect that Bob identified in Crisis and Leviathan, but now do not see it for this. Oh no, we'll go back to normal. I've had people tell me that. No, we'll go back to normal. What? And it's like I'm in an alternative universe. What do you mean we'll go back to normal? Yeah, maybe restaurants will at someday be allowed to operate at 100% capacity before the next virus comes, right? But the hygiene socialism, this is David Hart's term, hygiene socialism seems to be here, and its remnants are going to stick around. More than remnants, its core, I believe, are going to haunt us for the rest of our days. I fear. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but I think it will.
Safetyism is the new sort of radical environmentalism.
Yeah.
And
despite the fact it's not really safe, but yeah, put that aside. Yeah.
Well, it's I mean, and part of my theory going back to the politics is that I'm old enough to remember a year ago when they were telling us that we had just a couple years to deal with global warming before we all died.
Yep.
And that was so ridiculous that apparently it didn't work, and we didn't sufficiently scare the public into falling in line.
Yep.
But this fear seems to really grip people.
Yeah.
People are genuinely afraid of this, as opposed to being cautious and responding in a way that our parents and our grandparents would have had to respond.
Yeah.
I can't quite explain that.
I can't either. I think part of it, this is not unique to me, of course, but these early pictures out of northern Italy with these very old people, suffering, and I mean, these are horrifying pictures, and so that naturally attacks the amygdala of our brain, and that's more immediate than global warming's consequences a few decades or centuries down the road. So there's that, which again is just played up by the media, and I'm still seeing. I can't watch the news very much anymore, but when I do catch it, I still see it's like they have this B-roll and they keep showing these gurneys moving through hospitals, and they're scaring people.